Hey guys, what is going on? It is Smiths here, aka Overall Win, and today we are here with a Battlefield 3 live commentary on Operation Firestorm. We start off the match in a jet. However, as you guys will see, this doesn't last long because I am utter trash at jets. But what I'm actually running right here is a support class with a USAS. Now, a lot of you may be thinking, a USAS on a map like Operation Firestorm, are you absolutely crazy? For the most part, if I had been using it in any other way than I did in this match, I would have been crazy. But one of the main themes I kind of want to touch up on this match is using your weapon to your playstyle. So as you can see, I did a pretty badass James Bond style jump from the jet to the heli. I mean, jump from the jet to the tank. But what I mean by playing to your playstyle is I am using a USAS in this match. That being said, I stay in a lot more close-ranged combat rather than a long-range fight. And this is one of the most messed up things in Battlefield. Nobody does this. They do not play to their weapon. I see, and of course there's some exceptions to this. For example, snipers playing up close in aggressive recon. That is a play style. But if you see people with like the 870 MCS slug rounds with the rifle scope, you are not playing to your weapon. No matter how fun that is, it's not effective. So I switch tanks right here because he was getting absolutely owned, and I actually stay with this tank driver for like the next 10 minutes, and I think we just did really well as a team. So it was a pretty good match with me and him. I protected him, got some kills. But as you can see here, I see that a guy is behind that crate, and I know that I have a shotgun. So I'm like, there's no way I can lose this fight. I pop around, get a quick kill. I mean, it really is as simple as that. And one of the things you'll see me do is that when I do get into engagements, I try to stay away from long-range areas. Now this is really important because, one, if I get caught in a long-range fight, the best thing I can do is pull out a pistol and start shooting, which, believe it or not, is really ineffective against an assault rifle. So, you know, you really need to kind of think about what kind of weapon you're using and how you should play it. Now that being said, there is times when you may be caught in a situation with your weapon and you can't really do much, and those are the times where you just kind of pull out your pistol and hope for the best. But as you'll see, we go over to D here. I gun down that guy back there with the turret. Pretty easy kill overall. We have our LAV here. I'm not quite sure what he's doing. We need him to back up, though. There's an enemy tank somewhere on the edge of this building. My dude just comes around and totally flanks him, which is pretty sweet. But there's a few other things that I kind of want to touch up on in this video in particular. And one of those things is content that is going to be coming out in the near future. So recently, I've been starting to collect clips for a montage that I've been, well, making in general. So this montage that I'm making is pretty much going to be a little bit of everything. It's just going to be a Battlefield 3 montage. I got some fun Jihad Jeep stuff. I got some fun mine stuff. I got some straight up montage clips. I got some... I think I have some really stupid stuff in there as well. That guy just friggin' failed. But, you know, I'm just hoping it's going to be a fun little thing. I'm trying to improve up on my editing. I use Sony Vegas Pro 10 for my editing. It is absolutely amazing software, and I just found out some really cool stuff that you can do with it. So if you see any videos in the future that kind of, I don't know, have a bit more fancy kind of editing or kind of touch up on a bit of different stuff, then that's why. It's because I'm trying to experiment with it. Because it took me absolutely forever to learn how to use Sony Vegas Pro. One of the reasons for that is because it's not a very user-friendly program. I don't think it's very daunting just to like open it up and start using it. You look at it and you think this is like some studio producer shit. Like, what am I supposed to do? But you do get a hang of it eventually. But more on the gameplay here. One of the things that I found in this match is it was largely tank dominated, and by that I mean throughout most of this match, the big deciders in who won was in between the tanks. This guy who I've been with, we've been methodically going through and just pumping out each objective, just going for them, making sure that we thoroughly sweep the area. And believe it or not, where I'm looking right now, there's like 2 different guys. I managed to pick up this guy, but there is another one right there, and he pissed me off like incredibly. It was ridiculous. I was being driven mad because I knew he was there. So knowing that I had the shotgun, I just jumped on out because I was like, you know what, screw this. I think it's like right here that I decided to get out and just, yeah, I just totally shotgun him in the face because I knew he had been there. I actually got really lucky though because I had like 2 rounds left, so I probably could have died. One thing, however, I wish I did do in this game that I did not was I was playing as support all the way through, which by far was just not a good idea. One, I ended up being in a tank like half the match, and that should be an obvious bad reason as to why it wasn't a good idea. We actually had some dude in a CITV station in there. I didn't even realize that until now. Sorry about that. My throat was getting a little bit raspy. I think there's a helicopter over there that begins to really annoy me. He keeps bobbing up and down. So I take some shots at him, but I believe you only get like 2 damage per round with the tank minigun on vehicles such as that, so I don't know what I think I'm doing, but I do manage to get some hits off. He starts smoking. Nothing comes of it, though. And then the rest of this match is a lot of point capping. This is it's a bit longer of a game. I really liked most of the content in it, so I decided to stick with it. Here's another example of playing to your weapon. I know I have a shotgun. I know it'll be so much easier for my teammate if I just get out and kill the guy. I see he's in this room. He misses me. Just come around and I get a few quick kills. I do realize, though, that my tank is getting absolutely battered. So I think I stick with him for like another minute or so, but then we have to leave because, you know, this guy is just... He's a really good tank jobber. I've been with him this whole game. I don't know how I managed to get a kill with the HMG right there. But there does get to a point where you just kind of have to leave your bro. I mean, I wish I had been an engineer so I could have helped repair him. But the game probably would have ended differently that way. So I'm kind of happy with how everything ended out. But some other things you guys are going to be having soon is this was, believe it or not, originally a live commentary. And this is one of the sadder things, because I was kind of upset, because I had just finished a great live commentary. Like, I was feeling really good about it. I didn't mess up throughout it. I just kept my cool, and I did... This is a generally good gameplay for a live commentary, because you got to keep in mind, throughout all of this, I was playing and speaking at the same time. So if there's any points where there's a pause and I'm just not doing anything, I very well could have been explaining something. But since it was a live commentary, you may be wondering where the sound went. I had just finished doing this huge commentary, and then at the very end, I find out that my headphones had been unplugged. Like, the jack that connects the microphone had been out the whole thing, and I was just... kind of ticked me off, because... for obvious reasons. But my tank driver kind of... I don't know, he went into a pot shot mode. He sits here and he's trying to shoot down a bunch of guys, and he stays like this for a while. I end up actually hopping out, because the second he turns around, he leaves this area here. We get hit by a tank or something, because as you can see, they have 3 tanks over there. And I believe there is 3 or so tanks in this game. I actually think one of those is an LAV, not a tank. But whatever, what you gonna do? So he's sitting over here trying to hit these tanks, and I'm sitting in the turret, and I have no idea what to do. I mean, one of the big things, here's something I really wanted to say. I almost forgot, because I always have to keep a little list of things I want to say in a commentary, just so I have things to speak of, so I'm just going to talk about tank driving and being a gunner in general. I've been playing Battlefields for a decent enough time now that I've gotten the general gist of how to use tanks. And one of the first things is that when you're using a tank and you are the gunner, you should 90% of the time be facing behind you. You'll see that I don't do it in this game, but that's because I was aware that most of the fighting was going on in front. I mean, you can swivel around and change a bit. When taking a pause from that, I did have to ditch that tank. Like I said, he was getting hammered. I realized that there is nothing I can do here, so I end up taking off. But like I said, most of the time that you should spend in a tank should be looking behind you. This is so important because when you're doing, when you are the gunner of a tank, you should be making sure that your driver is not going to get C4'd. And this is like the main reason you look behind you, because you know, or you should know, that the chances of getting C4'd is extremely high. It didn't used to happen as much, but ever since like Jihad Jeep has come out, and a bunch of other people on YouTube have posted videos of C4 and stuff, you see it a lot more often. I pick up another kill here against a recon, and I end up like having a huge pain trying to shoot down this one thing, which actually, where is it? It's to the right. That beeping, there's a spawn beacon to the left. I haven't seen it yet though. Pretty much, the spawn beacons in this game, I don't know what it is, but they are so difficult to shoot. I kill this dude as he spawns, which is kind of, I was laughing at it. But as you can see here, it looks like I'm hitting it directly, but I only get 2 hit markers out of 6, and my pistol doesn't count. And everyone kind of knows that the hit reg in Battlefield 3 is kind of messed up. I mean, that's just general knowledge. But it's still kind of annoying when you can't hit a spawn beacon that's not even 3 feet away with a shotgun and it doesn't break. I mean, there's some stuff where you just kind of go like, really? Come on. And that whole example back there, like I said, I really want to push this point, is playing to your weapon. I get lucky here. That was not playing to your weapon. I mean, I got lucky that I was able to kill that guy. He just happened to be too close to me. But as you can see, I was in a building. I fought in an area where I knew I might be able to get kills, and it all ended up pretty nicely. In a few seconds, the clip speeds up. That's because it was like a 3-minute portion of the clip where I didn't kill anything. I was walking around, I was confused, and I ended up just dying in the end. So that was kind of humiliating for me, so I just kind of fast-forwarded through it. So, one, it makes it easier for me because I don't need to commentate something that's 18 minutes long, and 2, it becomes a little bit more interesting for you because I'm pretty sure none of you guys want to watch a 18-minute clip of me running around. So the second thing that, like I was talking about, is, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, tank gunning. Like I said, most of your time should be spent behind you, but the other thing is, and I know I'm saying this, because it's going to be kind of hypocritical since I wasn't an engineer, but you should always be an engineer as a tank gunner or something similar. This is solely because the tank driver should not have to come out to repair his tank, and this goes with anything. Chopper gunner, tank gunner. You should be the one that pops out to repair the tank. I mean, if he wants to pop out too to make sure it gets repaired twice as fast, that is cool. However, that does not mean that he is inviting you to steal the tank. That is another thing that people hate. But as you can see, though, I get killed right here. It's a horrible end to my streak. I think I was like 13-0 or something. That is probably a huge exaggeration. No, I was 12-0. Not even close to an exaggeration. But yeah, just don't steal tanks when the driver gets out. Usually that means he does not want you to steal his tank. That just means he wanted to repair it or do something real fast. But like I said, you should be the one that gets out to repair it. You should be the one that like helps it out, that quickly jumps out and shoots a missile at something nearby. I don't know. But as you can see here, I try to take another try at this jet. I hit our helicopter as it is crashing, and I ended up just ditching it right here because yeah, I wasn't going to be able to do much with it. And I kind of went up against what I like to say, which is, do not use do not use your assets as personal transport. So do not take your jet, or do not take your helicopter, drive it like, I don't know, 200 meters and then just crash it. I know personally I rage when that happens because that is a complete waste of our vehicles. But you know, what you're gonna do, I guess. There's not much you can do. So I just kind of try to ignore it. We're nearing the end of this match though, so I ended up switching to a engineer class because I realized that I had been doing a lot of engineer work for most of the game. But I hope you guys kind of understood what I meant to play to your weapon. And this goes with absolutely anything. If you're assault, you should be pushing forward a bit. You should be suiting yourself up for mainly mid to close range combat. If you're hitting people from far away, that's good, but that's not really what you should be aiming for. If you're support, you should be aiming for pretty much. For me, support is supposed to be very versatile. You should be able to hit both close, medium, and long. And most guns can do that, and you just gotta kind of think about how you use it. I don't really do much in these last two parts. There wasn't much for me to do. I was just kind of running around like, what the heck should I be doing here? I see a red dot on the minimap, and I got really confused as to where the heck this kid was. And I end up, I don't think I die here. I think I get a kill. Yeah, I end up killing this kid that was standing up here. I didn't even realize that you could sit up there, so that was actually pretty surprising to me. And I think I have no clue. Oh yeah, my teammate scared me right there because he was running up the hallway and I didn't see his blue tag or not. I find myself doing that a lot. I can't see the blue tags. And then classes like Recon should be aiming for long. See, Recon is one of those classes where it can kind of go either way. You can go long or you can go short. It all kind of depends how you play. I don't play enough Recon, though, to really comment on that. I mean, I'm not good enough to start. But they have about 15 tickets left, so I just kind of want to end off this commentary by saying thanks for watching. Really do expect more to be coming in the future. I plan to be doing, like I said, montages, live commentaries, normal commentaries. I plan on having the whole thing coming out. It just got to now where I'm finding myself to have enough good clips for me to record stuff. So we're going to end the game kind of toward where it began, in this building. I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this. Please comment, rate, subscribe, and stay tuned for more Battlefield 3 Battlefield 3 awesomeness. This was Smith. I just killed the end of this. This is Smith signing out, guys.